Hey everyone, and welcome back to Digitally Twisted Media. We are going to do a review of our basically trailer reaction to the Northman. Now, I haven't watched this. This does look very, very exciting. You've got a dude right here, bareback, got some blood on himself. He looks like he's got his brother right there. Both of them have axes, and it looks like they're going to be charging towards this dude on a horse. Words of the wise, don't charge in the battle without some kind of armor, at least covering yourself. Have a helmet, have some kind of hauberk, very heavy padded gambeson, something to protect yourself. Now, as someone who believes in Odin, someone who has given himself to Odin, Odinist, paganist beliefs, I have a long way to go to learn more about my ancestors' history, or at least the history that, you know, I kind of like, that calls to me, that really calls to me, brings me, makes me have a deep feeling and a background, a culture, a tradition. You'll have to excuse me, it's been a long day. But I'm very excited about this because very rarely do I see something that looks like it could be an actual, maybe not historically 100% accurate, but at least a fairly accurate representation of paganist beliefs and also our history as well. I'm talking about just a whole history of people who believe in it. It don't have to be like a specific bloodline or whatever. I got the red beard. I'm a mix of Scottish and Irish. There were obviously Scottish and Irish pagans as well. People that believe in Odin and to Thor. We also obviously had a lot of heavy Celtish as well. But for me, like the actual Norse paganism, Odinism, belief in Odin and Thor kind of calls out to me more strongly than others. So that's a little bit on that. Now, this movie could be something like that. Let's take a look. Whoa!
Behold.
Hugin and Munin.
He's here. Mother! Father is here! The king, my lady. The king.
Your fate is set and you cannot escape it. How I missed you, my son. One day this kingdom will be yours.
Thank you, father. My king. I can feel now. I will avenge you, father! I will save you, mother! I will kill you, Fiona!
I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother. I will kill you, Fiona.
Why would you stow away to such a hellish place?
To find what was stolen from me.
And what is that?
The kingdom. You must choose between kindness for your kin or hate for your enemies.
Your strength breaks men's bones. I have the cunning to break their minds.
And night by night, we will carry out my pledge of vengeance. I will avenge you, father. I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother.
I will save you, mother.
I will kill you, Fiona.
There's a lot. Okay, so ignoring the guy right here, his bare chest. Don't go into battle bare chest. Now, from what my understanding, limited understanding, mind you, I'm not trying to come off some kind of historian, that these guys right here represent the berserkers. Berserkers did exist. They were men that drove themselves into a wild fury. Some say it was because of a lotion that they put on their skin. Some say they would drink certain concoctions. Or some people said they would just get themselves all stirred up wild and crazy and then charge into the enemy. Hit or miss, how effective they were terrifying, but running into an enemy, especially a well-formed shield wall, especially one that has experienced veterans in it, with shields, good weapons, spears, row upon row, armor, either from heavy cloth, like cloth clothing, some types of hauberk, chainmail hauberk. Not a great idea. I don't care how crazy you are, how wild you are. That's a recipe for disaster. So it's kind of interesting how they do that. Obviously, it could be Hollywood. It's Comcast, so yeah, it falls upon Hollywood. But I did notice some things that tell me they did do a little bit of the homework. One thing you see right here in this dude's bicep is an arm ring. I have one right here. It has Gary and Freki, the two wolves that follow Odin. Now, Gary, Freki, greed, ravenous, representation is also a lot of symbolism. As a pagan, a lot of our symbolism in the past and our history really helps guide people through life. And that's obviously, like I said earlier, why I really believe in it. So it's kind of good to see it represented somewhat accurately in a film. A man like him who leads men would have arm rings because a ruler or a chieftain, or a sword lord, whoever, somebody who is leading his war tribe, his group into battle, or at least his men into battle, would have to give them wealth in order to be considered successful. So an arm ring was kind of like a bond, like, hey, not only display of wealth, display of success, but also as a way to give gift men, saying, you follow me, I will give you wealth. All right, so moving forward with this, let's start from the beginning. Now, what makes me happy is you're going to see right here 2 ravens. They're little black dots right there. Hugin and Munin. Thought and memory. Again, representations of deep meaning within the paganism religion, especially those that believe in Odinism. Now, Hugin, Munin, thought and memory, a lot of stuff you can pull from that. But basically, they were the spies, the messengers for Odin to give him information. And if someone really wants to think about it and dig deep into it, thought being like you have creative thoughts, memory, you memorize things, so you're smart, okay? Now, what seems to be happening is that this movie is a revenge plot. So, our revenge story. This boy, whose father is a king, or at least a successful warlord, you see he has this whole tribe behind him. They're leading his men. He's very successful. And obviously the boy is also very wealthy. He's well-dressed, very clean clothes. You can see the 2 ravens right there on his brooch holding his cloak together. Again, 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin. So somebody did do their homework, or at least the bare bones basic. Yep, this is pretty much what a warlord would look like, at least a successful one, or somebody who would call himself a king. Now, when you use the word king, don't think king like, oh, the whole king of England or whatever. Kings could be people that rule like a small little area that call themselves a king. Huge, expansive, like hundreds of square miles of land, sometimes more. But more often than not, people would frequently, especially rulers, would call themselves king all the time. So who knows how really big and important this guy is. Nicole Kidman plays his wife and the mother, and she appears to be pulling some kind of, let's take a look here. I would say there's some kind of ceremony that she was doing. Now, I can't tell if this is Willem Dafoe or not. It kind of sounded like him. There seems to be basically prophesizing that this kid is going to have a long, difficult journey in life. Like his fate is sealed. Now, in paganism, especially Norse beliefs, Norse mythology, fate is sealed. You cannot break away from your fate. And that's kind of what made a strong pagan, someone who's strong, believed in Thor, believed in Odin, a great warrior or a great ruler, was that they would plan ahead, do their best, but they were supposed to show no fear while in battle. Now, that would sometimes lead to success, and sometimes that would lead to massive defeat, because they would attack with reckless abandon, and sometimes it'd be best if they just showed a little bit of restraint. But come what may, is already coming past. So basically it is that since fate is sealed, you should not fear your fate and charge forward, which I think is a great lesson in life and a great way to follow life, is not to be afraid and to charge forward. So there he is getting with his father, doing very well. Now this on their neck, like this boy's neck and his father's neck, you can see right here, that is a sign of wealth called torques. Torques went around the neck. They're made of brass. They're made of silver if the person was really wealthy. Sometimes gold, but much smaller, maybe just smaller strands of gold. But you can also see that the father is successful enough to own a male hauberk. Now, whether or not it's riveted or butted, I can't really tell when it's freezing here. It looks to be riveted. I do see little dome pieces right there. But again, it's a movie. I'm not going to lose my mind about it. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and be like, point out every single thing that was historically inaccurate. That's not what this channel is all about. Okay, let's move forward. Obviously, the father gets betrayed. He's killed by, I don't know who this guy is, but he has the skeleton mail right there. He's got the sword. He's got 2 guys wearing masks with him. Something happened, and then you see the kid running through the village, and it looks like a lot of people were killed. You see a body right there. There's a body right there in the trailer, and he escapes. The kid becomes a slave. He also becomes a man. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And then we're introduced to this lady right here. You can see her talking, and then you see her in the next one where he's trying to support her right here. I believe she is some type of like, she is a symbol of the Valkyries or a seer. Because if we progress through here, she's talking to him. She's kind of like questioning, what is he angry about? What is his purpose? And as we move along, he talks about his past, who betrayed him. She's beautiful in her own way. Very natural looking way. And they obviously are kind of getting together as they progress. And then she's working with them and talking about she's able to destroy their minds. Here in this scene right here, she's kind of like moving around. Look like she's going through some kind of trance. So she could be a seer. I'm not entirely certain about that. But what's interesting, and there she is there. But this looks like this could be more of a vision. She obviously is not wearing any clothes. She's got some kind of garland around her head. Let's take a look here. There is one particular scene I'm interested in. Now, here's more of the berserkers again. The guy throws a spear, he catches it, throws it back. It's flashy, cool, whatever. But that's not quite what caught my eye. There we are. Okay, here is definitely a depiction of Valkyrie. Basically an allusion to Valkyries. You got some feathers on the cloak right here. I don't see any type of feathers on her helmet. Let's see if we can catch her. Boom, right there. Don't know what's going on. She's got blue eyes. She's got lines across her teeth. She looks insane. But this definitely screams Valkyrie. And she's charging into the cosmos. Now, Valkyries would come down from Valhalla, pick up the fallen dead, and then bring them back to Valhalla. That's what the purpose of the Valkyries. Marvel Comics made them do some kind of crazy, like, warrior race that would go around and like fight for Odin and whatnot, and then they were slaughtered by hell. Whatever. That's Marvel Comics version. So I don't know what she's doing charging towards this. Maybe there's some kind of deep symbolism, maybe some kind of like hallucination or dream or vision. I'm not entirely certain, but normally the Valkyries carry the spirits of the fallen warriors in battle to Valhalla. Okay. Lot going on here. Now, there's a lot of good actors here. Bjork, this is the lady that we saw earlier who was like the seeress. There she is, right there. Boom. So, I was looking down in the comment sections before I played this, and she's actually fairly popular. She was in a movie called A Dancer in the Dark. Pretty old. A lot of people seem to recognize her and absolutely love her, so I guess she's going to bring in some people to seats. She also is some kind of seeress as well. Somebody who has visions, because it's right here representing that she is blind. So although she's physically blind, can't see, she can see with her mind and see the future of everyone. Interesting what's going on right here. So that's her. William Dafoe, I think, is the other guy that seemed like a wise man. Nicole Kidman is the mother. I don't recognize other people. I'm assuming Anya Taylor-Joy is the other seer lady that I think is also the Valkyrie as well. Not sure. Or maybe that's... I don't recognize these two names. But this looks good. I like this. This is vibing with me. Really want to see this. It comes out April 22nd, so obviously it's still quite a far ways off. But I'm going to keep an eye out for it. I'm going to watch it, and then, of course, I'm going to do a review. And then I'm going to kind of check back on this trailer here and see if I was correct about everything I said. Anyways, thank you guys, everyone, for joining me. I hope you're having a great time. Hope you're really excited to go visit family during the Christmas holiday. You know, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can have a happy holidays as well. Yule as well, so you can celebrate Yule. At least for me and my family, we kind of just like, this is a blend of everything. You know, I've been American most of my life, obviously, so we celebrate Christmas, got a Christmas holiday. Forget about all the corporatism and all that stuff. I'm not into that. But it's a beautiful time for families to kind of get together, kind of like have a nice, calming, relaxing period in life. Let me know what you guys think. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Yule, and we will see you next time.